Hey friends, welcome back to the Believing Wives YouTube channel. I'm Deborah Cheek, founder of Believing Wives, and I'm so glad that you're back with us. We're dealing with a tough series that focuses on adultery. We've talked about how damaging adultery can be, both for the person who commits adultery and for the person who's the victim. The effects can be long-lasting and traumatic, but it is possible to recover. Today, I want us to discuss one of the most important questions that comes after infidelity has been discovered. Should I stay or should I go? It's often a hard choice, but it is a choice that must be made. Many people think it's an easy decision. If someone cheats on you, just leave. After all, if they loved you, they would never cheat on you in the first place. Other people think you should stay and work on the marriage. You can grow past it, work through it, and come out even stronger than before. Everyone has an opinion, but ultimately, they don't have to live with your decisions. Honestly, there is no easy answer. When we look to God's word to find the answer, we see two responses that can inform our decision. In Matthew 5:32 in the New Living Translation, it says, "But I say that a man who divorces his wife, unless she's been unfaithful, causes her to commit adultery." And then we have this in Matthew 19, verse 8 through 9. Jesus replied, "Moses permitted divorce only as a concession to your hard hearts, but it was not what God had originally intended. And I tell you this, whoever divorces his wife and marries someone else commits adultery, unless his wife has been unfaithful." Though these scriptures use the example of a wife who's in adultery, the principle is the same if the husband commits adultery. A divorce is permitted if adultery is a factor. But note this, he doesn't say you have to divorce or even that you should divorce. He just basically says you can divorce. Once again, the decision is yours to make. It takes spending time with God, hearing his direction to know how to follow through on a decision to stay or go. I will say this, and you might be shocked. Reconciliation is not the cure for infidelity. Neither is divorce. Should you decide to stay together, you'll have to do the work, both individually and as a couple. You'll have to deal with the issues in your marriage that led to drifting apart and open doors for infidelity. You will have to work to rebuild trust and transparency. You will have to restore the cracks in your foundation. Should you decide to divorce, you will still have to work. There's still things that you have to do individually and as a couple, specifically if children are involved. You have to learn how to engage with each other differently. You have to do the work of healing your heart so that if you should get married again, you don't take the hurts of this relationship into the next. See, that's another effect of adultery. It introduces a level of effort that shouldn't have been there in the first place. If you're dealing with adultery, I really encourage you to head over to my website to grab the teaching called He Cheated, Now What? It has 4 parts that dive much deeper into this topic, and I believe that it can give you strategies and tools to help you. But the best advice that I can give you in this teaching is that making the decision to stay or go is going to take your really sticking close to Christ. Sit with him to hear what he says and to heal. Let him, not your family or your friends, direct your steps. Don't feel the pressure to act out of emotions or make a quick decision because you've been hurt. Take the time that you need to ensure that your decisions are made in alignment with God. That's where you're going to find peace in the midst of the craziness that comes with adultery. Next week, I'm going to give you some practical steps to employ while you're making the decisions that come with whether you're going to stay or go after you found out about adultery. Until then, remember, changed wives change lives.